That was something, all right. That was something that I just watched, and actually I watched it last night, but oh my goodness gracious. I saw a movie, everyone. I saw a fucking movie yesterday, and I'm at a loss for words of said movie that I saw. Good God Almighty, what the hell was that? Okay, so based on the title, you're probably wondering, Bailey's Billions with, the money sign at the end? The hell is Bailey's Billions? What is he watching? Well, I'll give you a little background as to how I came to this point to talk about this movie. This fucking movie. Well, so the other day, I was talking with Big Jack Films, and we're both big Tim Curry fans. Sometimes we just talk for a while, we just shoot the shit, and we were just talking some stuff with Tim Curry movies and all that stuff, and we were kind of like watching things through YouTube together. I came across this trailer for a movie called Tim Curry and Bailey's Billions. I'm like, what the hell is this movie? So I pushed the play, I watched the trailer, and I see it, and I'm at a loss for, I was like, what the hell is this? How have I not heard of this movie? And I'm like, oh my God, this is the type of Tim Curry over-the-top performance I've been looking to watch. So I watched it, and I loved Tim Curry in this movie so much. And Jennifer Tilly, I just was at a loss for words of what I saw. So let's go ahead and talk about the plot for this movie. So it's basically kind of like the Disney film, The Aristocats, where the crazy cat lady decides to not give money to her butler who has served her for years. Instead, she's going to give it to her fucking cats. So the butler tries to concoct a plan to get rid of the cats so he can inherit her savings himself. Because he's been serving her all this time, she's going to give it to her fucking cats. That's kind of it with Bailey's Billions. So there's this one lady who's kind of senile, and Tim Curry is her only living nephew. He's married to his wife, Dolores. Tim Curry's name is Caspar, by the way, like the friendly ghost, although it's with an A, not an E. And she wants to give her money and make her dog, Bailey, the CEO. Now, Bailey is a talking dog, but he doesn't talk to anybody else. Only Dean Cain, mind you, who's just wearing glasses and being an awkward klutz the whole movie, is the only one who can communicate with him and other animals. Apparently he's Dr. Dolittle in this thing, and nobody seems to acknowledge it at all. Like, he's the only one who's seemingly able to talk to animals, and it's just a perfectly normal, everyday thing in this crazy world. And the strangest thing is, they let the dog be the CEO, but nobody else can communicate with the dog but Dean Cain. So, naturally, Tim Curry is pissed off, like, I'm literally your only living, breathing nephew. Why aren't you giving me the money, your inheritance? You're giving it to your freaking dog to become the CEO of a company? What is this? And like literally, they go through the Court of Appeals and all this crazy stuff. And the funny thing is, everyone's so deadpan serious about this dog being the CEO of this company. And then you have Tim Curry and Jennifer Tilly, who, mind you, are so over the top in this movie in the best kind of way. Like, they chew the scenery so much. They are a ton of fun to watch. Like, this movie is stupid, but I kind of love it for that reason. This is the so bad it's good type of movie I've been looking for quite a while. It's such a great pleasure, at least in my point of view, finding like the dumbest of the dumb, but like so bad that it makes me laugh. I laughed a lot during this movie, and these are the types of bad movies that make me happy. But the funny thing is, this almost feels like a parody of this type of movie where, you know what I'm talking about? In the 1990s, they always had those like kids movies. They had the slapstick, the wacky villain, and all that, but like they were all kind of cliched, and like the endings you'd kind of expect, like, oh, we gotta save this, and then the villains are kind of cartoony, and then they do cartoony things like with the effects and all that stuff. This movie is kind of like that, but it almost feels self-aware of those types of movies, like it's making fun of them. But everyone else outside of Tim Curry and Jennifer Tilly and some random guy who starts singing pops up in the movie, starts singing Nessu Dorma, and starts singing, oh yeah, then I forgot about the Inspector Clouseau type character who has all this wacky music, all these wacky sound effects are just thrown randomly into this movie, and I'm like, is this a troll? Is this a troll? Am I being trolled by the filmmakers of this thing? I don't know, and that's the thing. I don't know if I'm being trolled by this type of movie. They're like, they say, okay, we'll make a kids movie, but we'll secretly be making fun of these types of kids movies. Or it's either that, or they just happen to make one of them, and it's just in all sorts of dumb in the right kind of ways. This movie came out in 2005, straight to video, and it looks and feels like it was shot in the 1990s. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing sat on the shelf for like 10 years, because it looks like it. But it's so over the top, and like I said, Tim Curry and Jennifer Tilly, they do all these weird things, weird sound effects throughout the movie, like they're like on screen together. They do all these weird things with each other, like they ham it up. Like Tim Curry, every bit of dialogue, he has to put emphasis on all these like words, and it's just the way he like delivers all his lines. It's pretty funny. Then Jennifer Tilly, she pops up, like she's like weird slapsticky moments just kind of thrown in throughout. She walks into a room one time and she's wearing a hat, but it's got a fucking hand on it. Literally, it's like a hand is just like on her head like this, and it's a hat. But I'm like, is it? Why is there a hand just randomly placed on her head? You know, if any of you have seen this film, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyone who hasn't, you're probably going to watch this video like, the hell is this guy talking about? It's so random. And then Dean Cain's in there, and like he's like just wearing glasses and just being a klutz, I guess. He can communicate with animals. You got these kids here, like this one, you have the mom, or Andrea from The Walking Dead, who's in there. She's got a daughter, and this Inspector Clouseau wacky type character who keeps popping up. Like, he's so over the top. It's like Inspector Gadget, but if you sucked out all the fun. So basically, the Inspector Gadget movie is Inspector Gadget, but without any of the powers, comes into this movie, and it just like follows this lady around. He's like, I'm going to take your kids away. I'm going to take your kids away. And then the plot, it just gets so weird. Like, Tim Curry and Jennifer Tilly are like, we can't kill the dog or they'll suspect us. So we're going to kidnap the dog and make it seem like the dog ran out on Dean Cain and his craziness because he's able to talk to animals. And then we'll magically find the dog, we'll become the owners, and then we'll become the beneficiaries, and we'll inherit all this money so we can cover the embezzling that we were doing within this company to run our illegal puppy mill. And then they end up going to like the Supreme Court of Appeals. Mind you, this all takes place in Canada, so I'm not sure how the justice system works. But you have this judge who's just sitting there. He's got his hammer. He's got walnuts just on his little stand here. And yes, it sounds crazy and insane what I'm saying, but this is what happens in the movie. They just keeps going smack, smack, and it's the walnuts are just getting shot out all over the courtroom, and he's just not making any sense at all. And the dog is voiced by John Lovitz, of all people. What is happening? And then they have all the like the most cliched moments you'd expect in these types of movies. Like Dean Cain meets this single mom at one point, and like when they meet, it's kind of like one of those cliche things where everyone has queer, like, you know, crazy like dream sequences, and then like fantasies. Like the dog has one too, and they're just like randomly on these green screens, and like there's crazy images all over stuff. Then Dean Cain has one. It's just like a happy moment, like people like running in slow motion together. Although like they end up, in his mind, he's on a beach, he's wearing an angel tutu outfit, and I'm just like, what? And it happens for 5 seconds, it's out of the movie. What was that? And then, like I said, random characters show in. Like there's one point, like Tim Curry and his illegal puppy mill, which they're going to make billions apparently off this one puppy mill. Billions, billions, billions. Puppy steps, puppy steps, puppy steps. And there's just all these weird noises that him and Jennifer Tilly make. It's like they knew it was dumb, so they just chewed as much scenery and just went as over the top as possible. And by God, are they entertaining. Like, it's so stupid. But I couldn't help but smile and laugh at it all because it's just so dumb. Oh my God, what did I watch? What did I watch? Oh my goodness. This is a movie that needs to be seen by more people. Somebody needs to talk about it. I think I only saw one review of this movie on YouTube, and that's it. Like, nobody else seems to ever talk about this movie, and it needs to be more widely known by everybody because it's a hidden gem of so bad it's good. It's literally the diamond in the rough. That's what it is. It's just a hidden gem of just crap that I loved. I needed more of this. Like, I love discovering so bad it's good movies like this, especially movies that I'd never even heard of. I just found out about this movie yesterday, went out of my way to try and find it and watch it, and then here we are today, and I'm talking about it. Bailey's Billions. what the fuck did I just watch? So, yeah, that's all I kind of have to say about this movie. I'm sure nobody watching this video has heard of it, like, at least my subscriber-wise, but somebody will come across this video, and somebody needs to share my experience with this movie. It needs to be seen, everyone. It needs to be seen so everybody can just understand what I just went through. This needs to be elevated. It needs to be more widely regarded. It needs to be, like, memed the shit out of, because it's just such an entertaining, so bad it's good movie. Somebody needs this movie to be seen more. It needs to be seen more. But anyways, that's all I have to say about it. If you get the chance to watch it and you like So Bad It's Good movies, I don't think you'll be disappointed by this thing. This was right up my alley. I needed a movie like this because I love So Bad It's Good movies, especially discovering new ones that nobody's really ever heard of. And I'm pretty sure almost nobody's heard of this movie. So there you go. Bailey's Billions, a talking dog voiced by John Lovitz. Tim Curry's in there, Jennifer Tilly, Dean Cain, Andrea from The Walking Dead. I can't remember her name, but yeah. This movie happened. And the world that it exists within is so weird, so random, and I just can't fathom what I saw. But there you go. There's my thoughts then. That's all I gotta say. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to this YouTube video. Blah, 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 blah. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.